Play ball.
There we go. All right, we're off and running on the S.L.I.D.E podcast. Apparently a minor glitch, but we're okay. It's a Sunday afternoon, and this isn't normal for us. So, Coach Aaron here. I'm joining you with Banana Jake. Sir,
Sup?
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Man, I'm recovering. That's what I'm going to say. I'm recovering right now. My Dolphins got beat today, but
Yeah.
you know what? My Hurricanes won last night though, so they took out our biggest arch rival, Florida State. And
Yep.
so, you know what? I'll take that victory over that with this loss today. I'll be okay with that. So, and we're also joined today with one of our newest field reporters, Miss Spin Doctor Riley. How are you doing, lady?
I'm good.
Yeah, you're not nervous, are you?
No, just a little.
Just look. I do so much of the talking here, unfortunately, and look. Sometimes I'm need you to just interrupt me, okay? So, hey, and in saying all of that, Lila, we actually have a new feature to the show. Jake, I think you're aware of this, the two claps, and you got to be quiet. So it's called the yap clap now. So I have a tendency, Riley, to speak way too long and just never shut up. And for the sake of everyone listening, we developed now the yap clap. So if anybody is talking too long, and specifically well, honestly, it's just me because nobody else speaks long. Clap your hands twice, and then you take the ball and you create a conversation from that. I have to be quiet. So you got it, Riley?
Yeah.
Let's test it out and see if I can hear you right quick. Go ahead and give us a yap clap. There we go. All right, Jake, you heard that?
Yeah.
Testing. All right. Well, cool. Well, what's been up with you guys? Jake, you just had a tournament. How'd that go?
We did good in pool play, but today we played the number 4 team in the country.
Oh, wow.
We lost, but it was a good game.
Which team?
Team Sosa National.
Ooh, now where are they based out of?
Miami.
Okay, I thought so. So they're pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I mean their pitcher just had like a nasty curveball, and then his fastball broke somehow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was throwing with some speed and had some movement on his fastball.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? You can't win every weekend like 50-1, Jake. I mean,
Yeah.
This is the kind of weekends that kind of humble you a little bit there, and
Yeah.
you know, it will make you better. You'll be better from it. So, Riley, do you have any tournaments this weekend? Last weekend, how's school ball going?
It's good. Right now we're just training, and then I have 6 a.m. starting this week.
Oh, wow. So lifting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like hitting the weights?
I mean, it'll be my first year, but it'll pay off in the end. So yeah.
100% it will. And just, learn why you do certain exercises. Like learn which muscle groups you're working in. Like you'll slowly start to understand, all right, well, when I get this feeling on the field, if I work this muscle group, it'll help build strength. And like it's a science. And I wish I had taken it that way when I was in school. So like weightlifting is big. Jake, you do a little lifting, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. This dude hitting dingers anyway. So, I mean, I just, every time I talk to you, Jake, sometimes I feel like I was a failure when I was young. So, I'm just kidding.
Don't think that.
Jake's a pretty good dude, Riley. I mean, he's a good dude. I have to give it to him. So, I'm happy to have him here tonight. Do what?
I mean, this weekend I hit my PR pitching.
Oh, yeah? What'd you hit?
73.
Did you feel it? Like, did you know it was about to be like your personal record?
Yeah.
It felt like it?
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I was hitting 69 consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday I hit 70 in the first pitch and then 73.
Wow. How's the elbow and everything holding up? Pretty good?
Good, but
yeah,
my left elbow well, my left shoulder isn't, because I got pegged in the back today, right in the shoulder blade, and it kind of hurt, and it got me like right in the back.
So you'll feel it for a few days.
Yeah.
What is it? One of those cool ones that you can actually see the laces? Have you ever got hit with a baseball where it leaves the indentation of the laces on your finger or your hand or anything?
Yeah.
That's like the coolest thing ever. Like, not that I ever want to get hit with a ball, but if I do, at least leave the laces. Like, that's really cool to me. So, Riley, you ever had laces left?
Yeah, I got hit in the ribs a few weeks ago. Last weekend, I think.
The ribs?
Mm-hmm.
Did it at least leave laces?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hey, all right. Well, you know what? We've all had some laces left on us. That means we've had some stuff to improve. That's what it means. So anyway, we were rambling and the Yap Clap hadn't came out yet, but it's okay. So we're about to start talking to our guest tonight. So joining us from Tryon, North Carolina, approximately 20 minutes up the road from me, is Carrie and J.R. Kimmel. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Man, we're doing great. We're doing great. You see, I got like some of my best friends here with me on the show tonight, and you know, it's okay. How are you guys doing?
Good. Good to be here.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. So I found you guys on social media, of course, and watched a lot of your content, and I think it was so awesome. Like how amazing just what you guys have going on, and I wanted to bring that to our audience. So, well, here's how we open the show with our guest is, tell us a little bit about yourselves. Which team do you play for now, and what age group do you play? That's important. And the last two things is why baseball? Like, baseball's such a hard sport. Why baseball? And then here's the real kicker. You got it so far, JR?
Yeah.
All right. And then what's your favorite cereal?
Smart Start. You got to answer the other two.
Yeah, introduce yourself to us.
I'm J.R. Kimmel. I play 11U for Fury baseball.
Forest City Fury.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what was it?
So
why baseball, man?
Baseball. I don't know. Just like I was in school and my friends, they all played, and I'm like, that just sounds fun. So I'm like, might as well try it. And me and my grandma just started like playing, and then I'm like, I want to try this. So I started Little League, and then I sucked until now.
Yeah. So to give you some background, JR played tennis, starting at age like 2.5. Brother played tennis, and then we were moving to North Carolina from California right when he turned 9. And that's when he decided he wanted to play. So he didn't actually start playing baseball until exactly 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you did, 2 seasons of Little League?
Yeah.
And then we didn't even know what a travel ball team was. Like, I have seen 2 baseball games before all this. And when he joined a travel ball team, we realized pretty quickly it was going to take a lot of work to catch up. I'm a really serious horseback rider, like with Olympic.
Well, you're in the perfect area for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I have also the background to know the work ethic it takes.
Yep.
And I knew we had the work ethic, but I knew we were like way behind.
Yeah.
And I just decided, no one really got behind me with my goals. I've had to keep fighting for it. And I was like, I can't do that to my kid. If he's got the goals and the work ethic, then we're going to show up and do this, even though I do not know how to throw a baseball.
Well, first of all, I commend Mom, because that's a lot to take on. And dude, you know what? Here, like, just before we even find out your favorite cereal, like, it's never too late. Like, it's never too late. I have heard so many parents just say, you know what? I really wished my son or my daughter had played something, but and they're like 10, 11 years old, but it's just too late for them. And I'm like, I didn't start JR. Check this out. I didn't start until I was 11.
Really?
Now, granted, I'm not in the MLB, but that's because we'll talk about that later. But I had this desire, and I made my high school baseball team. I was able to hit with power, played really good fielding, but it like what we're going to learn about you is I had a lot of determination. So anyway, before I start my rambles, JR, what's your favorite cereal, man?
Either Fruit Loops or Smart Start.
What was that last one? Fruit Loops or Smart?
Smart Start.
Smart Start.
It's like
That must be one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Fruit Loops. We've had some Fruit Loops before on the show, I believe, right, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, my Fruity Pebbles is winning the race. I have to say, I believe.
That's like 100.
You know what? Do what?
That's like 100 count for how many people said Fruity Pebbles.
Oh my
I
god.
know. Well, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch has gotten a lot too, and that's Lila's favorite. So, well, look, you can't go wrong with, Fruit Loops. I mean, it's a great treat for toddlers and a great treat for an adult. I mean, can't go wrong with it. So, all right, dude. So you moved from California all the way across the country and you decided you want to play ball. Like, how did it come about? Did you watch MLB? Did you get a chance to go out with your friends and play a little bit? And you were like, yeah, I do like this.
I mean, my friends, there was like, at my school, everybody was like it was half the people were like Dodgers fans, and then some people were like Red Sox, Yankees. So
of course, yeah.
Like I just wanted to know kind of what they were talking about. So I just kind of looked at it, and my friends played. So yeah, I just kind of started from there, but I never like went out on a field with my friends ever. So
Gotcha. I always try to say that I kind of learned in the S.L.I.D.E movie. Like the rest of my friends were playing, and I just showed up at this abandoned field one day. Literally, this is my story, and I wanted to play. And so I always say I'm Smalls. I'm not as cool as him. They didn't make a movie about me, but it's okay. It's okay. Jake, I'm gonna let you start it off, man. You got anything for these guys?
So what's your favorite experience both of you guys had in the 2 years that you've been playing baseball and you've been a parent of a baseball kid?
For me, it was probably the first hit I got in travel ball on my new team, and it was like
There you go.
2 RBI single, and that was just
Yeah.
fun.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's a great way to start off travel ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd
Travel
say
ball can be very intimidating. So, yeah.
For me, I was not really an athlete, and the kids on the team pretty quickly realized that we were working together. And on the first team and now the second team we're on, they just really embraced me too. And half the time I'm the one doing soft toss with all the kids before the games. And so that's just been a really fun experience to get to know the kids that way. And you don't see very many moms on the ball field, especially at pre-tournament. And so it's frankly, it's taken a lot of courage, and I've had to stand up to a couple coaches, and it's just been a growing experience for me. But I have really big horse goals. So I just think to myself, okay, the time on my field, it's not only serving my son, but it's serving my goals too, and making me become better for the show arena, for my sport too. Yeah. So I always look at it. What helps him helps me too.
There you go. Look, dude, how proud are you of her? See, that's one of those times where I totally mess everything up. JR, how proud of her are you?
I'm pretty proud. She's stood up for me and coaches, so Yeah.
That's I got cold chills, man. That's pretty awesome, dude. So you guys kind of train together, right?
Yeah, 6 days a week.
Wow, 6 days a week. Riley, how many days a week do you train?
4 to 6, probably.
4 to 6. Okay, all right. JR, you up there? You on the top end of that one? So
Yeah.
is mom fun to train with, or some days you're like, man, she's gonna make me do this? Like, how is it?
It's good most of the times, but like
That's right. Be honest.
Be honest, yes.
But yesterday we were at a field and we were taking batting practice, and like all of a sudden it starts pouring, and we're soaked because we had to go pick up balls, and then so we're like, I'm just like, okay, let's just go home, and she's like, no, let's go to the
I
cages.
said, what would Kobe do? What would Kobe do?
You can't hit people with that. That's just not fair. Come on.
So she always finds a way to drag me to keep going. So we went to the
That
cage
is
and
awesome.
finished up.
Hey,
So
how'd you do in the cages though?
good.
Well, there you go. See?
Yeah.
It's just like getting up in the morning and going to the gym. Like you so dread it. But then when you're leaving, you're like, yeah, I just did that.
Yeah.
So, maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. So, Riley, go right ahead.
Okay, well, there's one thing, like when you're working with horses, like it's when you go to horse shows, the only way to describe it is like camping on steroids. And it's so much work, and you have an animal, and you have so much with you. It's ridiculous. And so anything compared to like you're hauling hay and you're hauling water, and it's awful. So anything compared to that, like where I don't have to bring a live animal and like trailer there, it like my perspective is it seems like so much less work.
You know what? And I completely I believe that.
Yeah.
Jake,
So that's
like I think a lot of these travel ball moms need to have to bring a horse and trailer to a tournament every once in a while to realize that, you know what? It's not that bad.
it's not that bad. No.
See? Some of these moms out there, JR, you ever seen these crazy moms that yell and scream at everybody because they think they know everything? Wait a minute. I'm not talking about your mom, am I?
No, because I don't know the rules. So
Okay. But yeah, like you need we talk about those moms all the time on the show. So, Riley, I'm gonna let you ask a question. You got any question for these guys?
What do you think like inspires you the most to keep going every week to get better at the sport?
I mean, honestly, I just want to make it to the big leagues and just inspire other kids. And like, if I don't make it to the big leagues, I would really like to start my own travel ball team. Just help other kids shoot their shot at the big leagues.
If I had an applause button, I would hit it right now, but I don't. So we'll add it in after the fact.
One of the goals we've taken as parents is that so the preface to this is my dad has fought me my whole entire life on my passion. And so when I had kids, I just said, we're doing it differently. And I believe that if you have a goal and you have a passion, we basically made a deal with the kids. We will follow your passions as far down as we possibly can within our means and within our circumstances if you develop parallel skills, which means learning to speak, learning to write, learning to sell, market, but parallel skills that essentially you could take baseball and the skills he's learning and you could take exactly what he loves to do. And even if you don't make it to the big leagues, but you go absolutely as far as you can, you're going to have these basket of other skills to where you could still land within the industry. And I think a lot of people discount, I'm a millennial, my dad's a boomer, but I think there's so much that's been pushed on traditional school. And man, I just think if we let these kids direct their passion, there's so many little niche jobs that you never know exist unless you are super deep into an industry. And so I just believe that if he learns these skills and he follows baseball with all his heart, there will be an opportunity, and we just don't know what it is. And how could we? And so I think a lot of kids miss out on really having a career and a life they're passionate about because parents get scared about, oh, they need to take the college path or they need to take this exact thing. It's like, just let their passion direct them, but support them in these skills. I mean, this podcast you're doing is amazing because kids are learning to speak, learning to do real life skills. This is, I think this is the most important thing any of these 3 kids are in here for the entire week. This is the best learning experience they can have. This is the world. So
yeah, I mean, and just the simple skill set of just being able to hold a conversation is critical. Like as you get older, JR, you're going to sit in a room with a recruiter, right? A recruiter is going to come knock on your door, and before he even shows up, he already knows about your baseball skills. And you know what else he knows before he knocks on that door?
Your personality.
Nope, not yet. He knows your grades.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would have never paid for him to come knock on your door if your grades wasn't what they were supposed to be. Because I've been told that specifically from scouts. Like if a kid's got all of these skills and everything, but his grades don't meet what our school requires, it's a waste of my time. So like just being able to, once he shows up, that's like your ticket of admission, like to talk to these guys, right? Your dedication, your hard work, your training, your work ethic. And then when he shows up and he's already seen your grades, like that's your ticket, like going into the movies. At least you get a shot at talking to this dude, right? And then now it comes into your person, like your ability to communicate, right? And how you can, let him understand your passions and all of that fun stuff, man. So again, I ramble, but super, super important. So, well, dude, like coming from, across the country, like I know you were, well, tell me about it. Maybe you didn't, but like you were way outside of your comfort zone. So like, I mean, you're this California dude, probably a surfer. It's like, what's up, dude? And then you come over here, and we're not like that over here. So tell me about it, man. How what have you learned?
I mean, it's a lot different here in the South. I mean, the food to the way they talk. I mean,
the way I talk, probably.
Like first day in school, like some of the kids like could not understand me, and I couldn't understand them because of their accent.
Yeah, sometimes you need subtitles. I mean, I say that sometimes here on the show. But yeah, it's different, right? So all new friends in a new area. Was that easy for you, or was that a kind of a challenge?
I mean, well, we've moved a bit and like switched schools a lot.
Okay.
And like really easily, so it wasn't that hard.
I like it. I like that mindset of, I'll make friends. So that, that shows me a little bit of confidence in yourself, and that's an important thing. Now I'm going to ask another question, then I'm going to let Jake ask a question. But so baseball is a game of failure, right? And some kids really struggle with that. Like, that the thought of striking out and feeling like I failed, Since you joined the game at a little bit of a later age, have you dealt with some of that kind of anxiety, or like, did you kind of skip it?
Well, when I first started, like my mindset was like not to fail instead of like focusing on succeeding. And like I really kind of got down on myself more of my second season in travel ball, because at that point I started working like a lot, and I just like I expected it to kind of pay off more than it was. And then I'm like, and I just kind of got down. But now my mentality is just like, I just keep it really simple. I'm like see ball, hit ball. Just if it's a strike, hit it, and good things happen. So
That's right. Grip it and rip it, dude. Grip it and rip it.
yeah.
Look, that's like Jake plays travel ball and Riley plays travel ball. Jake, that jump into travel ball, like how was that for you?
It was difficult because you had to meet new kids and you had to get used to the sport. You have stricter coaches, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a whole new environment that you have to get
Yeah.
used to.
Like, I mean, and I'm assuming it's having never played travel ball because I'm so old, we didn't have it when I was in school, but I'm assuming it's pretty intense and probably intimidating a little bit, right? Because you're seeing, there's always going to be that superstar kid on the team, probably. And, as much as you don't want to compare yourself to other athletes, sometimes we still do. And I think that sometimes JR gets into some kids' heads. Like, well, all these kids can hit this pitch and why can't I? Or these kids are throwing this fast and why can't I? And like that's, that again comes back to having confidence in yourself and just staying on schedule. Like, don't let those times where you're like, I should be further ahead. No, you shouldn't. Because I promise you, if you were supposed to be, the Lord would have had you there. So patience in yourself and just keep working the progress, man. Progress. That's all you want on a baseball field. Jake, how do you normally base like a good practice? Like you leave a practice and you're like, that was a good practice.
When the whole team fielded good and everyone hit good and it was just a fun practice.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it comes down to a fun practice. And before I ask Jake to ask you a question, so I got to keep talking for a minute, but this game gets super hard. Like even at your age right now, it's going to get even harder. And if you don't learn to love it right now, when it gets harder, you won't have the patience to stick around. And that's what gets to a lot of kids as well, JR. And so have a lot of self-talks with yourself, build yourself up and, don't let anything get in your way. That's, you just have to have a mind of a bulldozer and
Yeah.
just run it over. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carrie.
Are you familiar with Tim Grover?
I don't know if I am or not.
Okay. So he was the kind of the personal coach to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Oh.
I would highly recommend for everyone. There's a little language in it, but he has two books. One is called Relentless, and the other one I believe is called Winning.
Okay.
And so when basically because I'm in performance, I've always been working on my mindset. So just kind of about, the performance nerves and the confidence. I've been having the kids listen to that kind of stuff once again since they were like 3 and 4 years old. I'm sure a lot of it went over their heads, but we've listened. But JR's specifically been listening to Tim Grover, and he's pretty intense, and they really talk about failure, and even just almost trying to fail just to get it out of the way,
right.
And
Yep.
work through those nerves. I mean, we did like at the beginning of this season, we did we kind of used an alter ego where we picked a kid who hit really well from his old team. Was kind of a kid who would pick up, and I would just, as he was walking up to the plate, I would just whisper that kid's name, and he would kind of just like embody that kid. And literally, the first time he did that, he hit a double. But it's just like, take you out of your own head, take you out of the moment, just focus. So that's one of the things we've specifically used. And then there's definitely, like you're saying, when you're just doing the work every day. In his old team, that coach really recognized him. And he just said, he's like, there's no kid out there your age who's putting this kind of work. So it's like, I think you start to build that track record in your mind of and that starts to build the confidence. But yeah, we have a lot of conversations about nerves, and like each game, each practice, just a snapshot. It's a snapshot of today. That's all it is.
Yep.
That snapshot, and we look for 1% better tomorrow. And that's it.
That's it. And you know how much 1% of one day is, JR?
No.
15 minutes, man. 15 minutes. Spend 15 minutes a day trying to get a little bit better than yesterday, and that's that 1%. But you got to commit to it. So, all right, Jake. Yep. I've been setting you up for a while there, and I'm gonna let you talk now.
What's your favorite position and why?
Shortstop, just because you can command the field, and like if players just like scared to run a play, I can just like overturn it. I'm like, no, we're gonna run this play.
Yeah. Shortstop, you have to have a lot of leadership.
Yeah.
So does catcher. Catcher, shortstop.
Yeah.
Pitcher.
That's really it. Pitcher,
pitcher's got to have a little bit too, right? I mean, he's standing there on the mound. He's the one that's kind of like responsible. But you know what? That's the cool thing about sport baseball is everyone plays a role. Like everyone, I mean, it's a really cool sport and dynamic. And of course, like you can't even begin to start a game or build a team if you don't have a shortstop. So like you get a lot of activity at shortstop too, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you told me before we even started recording that you were a Bananas fan, and you know the Bananas have got a shortstop. You know what his name is? His nickname?
I don't know his name. I think isn't he like Olsen Jackson or something?
Jackson Olsen. He plays second, but Ryan Cox plays short. And one of these days, I'm gonna need you to see you do like a behind the back, bounce the ball, dribble, and then throw the runner out at first. All right, that's when I'll know you've arrived as a shortstop. So I'm just kidding. Don't do that during a game unless you've been practicing. Hey, but if you do, make sure you record it because I want to see it. Okay. All right. It might be a little while before I see that, but it's okay. It's okay. Riley, what do you think about these guys, man? Mom's out here training with JR. She's having to learn the sport as he's learning the sport. Like, what do you think about that?
I think it's really cool. And, like, especially to me, it makes me feel like I need to, like, keep working harder to reach my goals, like, seeing what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an inspiration, man. You ever heard that word before, JR? Inspiration, inspire.
Yeah.
Super important words, man. Super important. Like, I mean, you already know who Kobe is. Like, that's a lot of inspiration right there, man. So, well, dude, you're 11 years old. How many sports do you play, or do you play anything other than baseball?
I mean, only baseball. I play like football for fun at school, but that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, I love football. I'm heartbroken today because of football. So stick with baseball, you know. I'm just kidding. Well, dude, I mean, where you guys are, I don't know how close you guys are you close to Landrum?
Yeah. About 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Okay. They have some pretty good programs there. Landrum's got a football team, and Polk County's got some stuff. So just in and around the area, there's definitely some cool stuff to do. And you know, football at school, like to me, that's the best. Like if we'd give these kids a baseball field to go play at recess on, like I feel like there's so much leadership developed when it's just kids playing. Yeah. And, you know, kids don't always need us there to mess things up. And actually, Carrie, you're a little bit different because you're his trainer, but most time we just mess things up. You know, we're upset at the umpire, we're upset at the coach, we're upset at score. When in reality, JR, you just need to have fun and focus. So
yeah, one of the good things we've realized about, like, because I don't have any background in baseball, I'm not attached to it, and so we've talked a lot about training, kind of how it first we were just doing reps to build muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, now it's just, I mean, he has an instructor and he goes and takes his lesson once a week. And of course he has his coaches for his team, but it's just gotten to the point where I'll just tell him what I see. Hey, dude, like, I know your coach said this. I'm noticing your foot is maybe turned this way, you know? So it's I think why it works is that it's a lot of detachment. I'm not, and a lot of parents I've noticed, they get so attached to their children's success. But because I have my horse thing and that's my deal. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be my OCD self over on horses, but this is my world other than I know how to train, I know how to perform. I know how to build an athlete. I understand alignment. I understand musculature. I understand the basics of an athlete. But I think it's good because it leaves the game in his domain. And it leaves, so he's a lot of times teaching me, and hey mom, it would help if you could throw it this way, or if it would help if we do this setup. So it's definitely more of a partnership. And I think, so I'm not, the dads are out there like, we're just not
throw strikes.
Yeah, like I mean, do I have a moment like when we're in a game and I know we've practiced, like, say pop-ups, like we've been practicing those and like he'll miss it. And yeah, I'll have a moment. I'm like, oh, we've been practicing those. But it's a different, I'm detached a little bit more than maybe the parent that played baseball themselves and is super good. This is their second chance. Like, no, that's not me.
That's great perspective, Carrie. Like, just, that attachment to the sport, whether it was previous in your life or, because that's a lot of case. Here's what I see going on in the field. You got parents trying to live through their kids vicariously through their kids because they felt like they came up short. I had a dad actually tell me that one time. I was a coach, and he actually told me that. And then you've also got the parents that are the social media warriors, and they know that, this team mom over here, their son is not as good as my son, but he made the team. So that adds a level of drama to everything as well. So, and I think what you just described is like, JR, that's the perfect training partner right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I got a softball tournament coming up here in the next 2 weeks. I might need to come up there and train with you.
Yeah.
Like, just
and
get in shape.
Yeah. We're just, I think horse people, I think any into any high level, anything, you're going to get the whole gamut of personalities. But, with horse people, you get a lot of drama, and I've just always, I just show up and do the work. And there was a time when my ego was part of it. And, like I said, I've done a lot of work on myself to work through the ego and, tamp that ego down and learn to take critique. And when you can then turn around and hopefully instill that at a younger age, even talk about jealousy, kind of what you're talking about, where, hey, maybe you thought was not as good as you or doesn't deserve the chance. And it's like, Jared's gotten really good. Hey, like, good job. And it's like, even little things like that. Wow. When you have that moment of jealousy, but you can congratulate the other person, it makes that jealousy dissipate. And if you can just cut through that kind of stuff. But those are things I've learned along the way. I didn't know.
That's right.
I was his age, but yeah, if we can start that now, it just puts him mentally, hopefully, ahead.
Yeah. Well, and that's the same way I approach things I try to approach things with my son, is like, I want you to be able to stay calm in chaos.
Yeah.
Because calmer heads prevail. And I want you to be strategic. And I've learned so many hard lessons, Carrie, in my life, where sometimes my ego got really involved and sometimes I was part of the problem. And, I've just learned how, it's so important, just to create a good perception about yourself. Because, oh Lord, I've heard this so much in my life, is perception is reality. And Like it's important for people. It's definitely important. So now, JR, who's your favorite baseball player, man?
Aaron Judge.
he's another one. It's okay. It's okay. Look, if I was your age, I'd probably be a Judge fan too. So you're pulling for the Yankees, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, dude, you're from California. You should be a Dodger. Shohei, Freddie Freeman out here launching swamp donkeys everywhere. I mean, Jake, did you watch that game one, Jake?
Yeah, I was with my team in a restaurant and we went bizarre because of like we were watching it and we have a lot of Dodger fans and Yankees fans and he hit the walk off and it was crazy.
I'm sorry, JR. You probably wasn't as happy as we were when that had happened, huh?
Yeah, that was sad.
It's okay. I respect your pain. So
I mean, I'm a Red Sox fan, so I hope the Dodgers win.
you guys are mortal enemies. Like you may not even understand that rival yet. Like I think that's it has to be the most serious rival in all of sports. Like,
yeah. So okay, I grew up in Boston, and my mom is like serious Red Sox fan. So he's been getting that for forever.
You're lucky you're not like banished, dude. Like those are fighting words there. Like I don't know.
I went to Boston for my 9th birthday, and I saw them play the Yankees twice. Walking out of the stadium was dangerous.
Bet.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. They were playing at Fenway or Yankee Stadium? I didn't hear that part.
Fenway.
And as a Red Sox fan, you felt endangered?
Well, there were barely any Yankees fans, and there were a lot of, Red Sox fans.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox fans just kept on talking trash. And the age I was at with my dad and our drunk friends, they were just, it wasn't fun.
I get it. See, look, that's another thing, JR, dude. Don't talk trash. Like, stay composed. You don't have to talk trash. Let your playing talk the trash for you. Right? That's what will intimidate so many people. Is if you don't let those small things get to you and you can go out there and still perform, dude, that'll just get under people's skin, man. You'll beat them before you even start the game. So, like I'm a boxing coach here, Jake. Like I'm like getting him ready. I'm ready. Riley, are you pumped up there? No, she's not. It's okay. All right, never mind. All right, JR. So, I mean, you think these Yankees are going to pull out this World Series?
Probably not.
Oh my gosh! Look, I know we just spent the last 5 minutes beating you down a little bit here for being a Yankee fan, but you can't give up loyalty that quick now. Come on. Look, they're headed to Yankee Stadium. All right, I'm gonna give you some words of encouragement. That's a magical place, I've heard. Look, Jake's rolling his eyes. It's Yankee Stadium, Jake. Like, actually, this is a different Yankee Stadium than the original Yankee Stadium. So I was going to say, even the legends have played there, not this one, I don't believe. So yeah, I have to throw that one out for you. I can't give you that one, JR. Hey, look, you got Soto, you got Stanton, you got Judge. How's the pitching? Pitching pretty good? I don't follow MLB too closely. Jake says no. JR, you look on the edge there. Have some confidence. Even once you make it into the World Series, man, that's when superpowers come out. I'm telling you, man, I've seen some crazy stuff. So, look, don't get frustrated. It's the Yankees. I don't think they've ever been swept in history. I don't. Jake, do you know a different stat than I do? But I can't imagine the Yankees have ever went down without fighting.
You
know what? Don't even answer that question because I might have just jinxed them right there. So don't even answer the question, Jake. Don't even answer the question because we ain't gonna put that negativity in the air. Actually, Jake does. He was fighting me to just tell me that. It's okay, Jake. JR, look, dude, they're the Yankees. Look, they're in the pinstripes. You all right, man. I think you're going to be okay. I think they're going to put up a fight.
I mean, depends if Shohei Ohtani's back.
I know he got hurt last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sliding in the second. The dude can hit a ball a mile, throw a ball fast as, I don't have a good analogy for that one, but he can't slide into a base. I mean,
Nope.
Oh, man. Riley, are you watching this World Series?
I'm gonna start watching it more. The first game, I was on Corey's live, and he was like playing it on his TV, and we were all just like typing in the chat about it. He's like, "Who you got?" I was like, "Oh my god, I don't know. This is a good game."
That's right. You got to pay attention now. You got to pay attention. Oh, all right, Jake. Any final questions for these guys? Because I'm gonna talk to Mom in just a minute about her hobbies, because I want to know a little bit more about that. Any more questions for JR?
No, but just keep on doing your thing, and it would soon eventually come, and just have fun.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patience. Baseball is patience. A lot of it. So Carrie, like, what's the dream with horse riding? You wanting to do some competitions? Like, tell me how that works.
So from the time I was 6 years old, I wanted to go to the Olympics. Pretty much from then, knew I wanted to be a horse trainer, but was highly discouraged. So went through school, have a master's in biotech, but basically always rode for a trainer part-time on the side.
Gotcha.
And college, I bet my dad half a horse that I could work like a full time at a barn and finish this master's in biotech. And it was my college was 3 hours away from the barn, so for like over a year, I would work 5 days a week at the barn, and then like 12-hour days, and then I would drive up and I would be in lab for all day every day. So I did that for a year, and I got half the horse.
That's funny. Look, Jake is so confused right now. She just won half of a horse, Jake. Your eyes got super big. Like, I think the rest of the horse came with it, though.
Yeah. I had to pay for the rest of the horse. So, I basically have always bought and sold. So I'd like buy one, train it up, and then sell it a little more money. And I just did that all the way through having kids, and we actually worked in real estate, and most of my career has been in real estate, but always rode trainer. And then when we moved out to North Carolina, I'm working with a guy, might blow your mind. He sells horses over in Europe for 6 and 7 figures.
I believe it. Actually, I've heard that, like, holy cow, some of the horses.
Yes. So I've sold horses for multiple 5 figures. But I've got one right now that would be my first bigger sale. And I have one that is I bought so I buy them young, for relatively small amounts, and then it's the training that you put on.
Right.
Are a lot like kids. They are people, not kids, all people. They come in every single personality type. So it is about finding, it's a balance between drive and athleticism.
All right.
You can have a horse with all the athleticism in the world, but if they don't have the drive, then you're out of luck.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy I work with now, he does things very differently than 90% of, probably 99% of the in the world. And so I spend a lot of time on the back of the horse when they're on only 2 feet. So that's a lot of balance. But basically my sport comes down to I'm essentially on the horse like a puppeteer trying to do body, which is why I understand a lot about alignment in the person, because to align the horse, I have to myself, which means I understand at least some alignment for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the goal is to self-train. I don't have to buy one of those horses, so the goal is I've got one in the picture right now that has the capability. I'm going to say it publicly here, so you guys keep me. She's 2020 LA 2028 potential. She's that good.
Really?
She is, and she's got. She doesn't have the. She's. I wish she had a little bit more ability, but she has. It's difficult with a horse because you need the drive, but you also need. They need to be able to stay grounded. They can be real. You've seen in the movies. They can be real flighty. But she's like dealing with a human being, and she's very focused. She's very grounded, and not much throws her off. So she has. Yeah. So we'll see.
So JR, do you ride horses?
I used to rope, but I don't anymore.
Okay. That's a good, I think that's a good skill to have. If somebody gets out of hand around the baseball field or something, you can just pull them back in really quick. Just keep the lasso there with you, especially coach. Sometimes coaches need to be reeled back in too. So, but, all right. Well, you know what? We're down to our final question here. And this is a question that we ask everyone. And this question will include JR answering. Carrie, you have to answer this question. And Riley, because this is your first time on the show. So JR is going to hear the setup, and that delivery will be coming from Banana Jake because he does such a great job. So, all right, take it over, bud.
So it's the bottom of the sixth. 2 outs, bases loaded, championship game, and it all depends on you. What's your walk-up song?
Probably Can't Tell by KB.
You know that one, Jake?
No, I don't really know much songs anymore.
No, hold on. What was the name of the song? Can't Tell It All
by KB.
Okay, all right. I'll have to look that one up. That sounds like a good one. All right, Carrie.
I can't think of any songs right now except for "Live More, Love More" by Cat Burns, or who is that? I don't know. It's just because I just put it to a video today.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right, Riley. You're in the bottom. You're in the bottom of the last inning, right? There is a runner on third. You got 2 outs, and that's the tying run, but you're going to be the winning run. Riley, what you walking out to?
So I've used this walk-up song for probably like 2 years now from one of the party animals actually gave it to me that I've looked up to for a while. So probably Desperado by Rihanna.
Who is that?
Bryson Bloomer.
Gotcha. Okay. I remember that now. Okay. Well, very cool. JR, you survived, man. You survived, man. And I knew you would. Jake had some doubts, but I was always pulling for you. So mainly because he's a Red Sox fan. So, all right, guys. Well, look, so at the end of every show, actually at the beginning, we let you start the show. And at the end of the show, we let you close the show out. Okay. So this is how it's going to work, right? I'm going to thank everybody for listening and watching. And at the end, Riley, here's where you got to get involved, okay? I want you to say, JR, until next time. And then JR, I want you to say, we'll catch you on the slide, okay?
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. Riley, you got it too?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Well, look, there is so many cool things coming for the show. Huge conversations happening this week with some potential great, amazing partners and some cool stuff on the way. So listen, if you've stuck with us for our first 2.5 years, I promise you our next 2.5 is going to be so much better. We have now accomplished, we have 20 20 field reporters. And I'll tell you this, there's a field reporter that hasn't been announced yet. And it's not because he's super, super popular and he's just going to shock and surprise everyone. But what he's going to be doing is going to be a little bit different. And we're super excited. So actually, Jake and Riley, you guys just really don't know what he's doing. So they're not excited. They're in wonder just like you guys are. So anyway, make sure to recommend our show to all your friends and family. If there's any crazy moms out at the ballpark, any daddy ball going on, please tell them to come subscribe to our show. We would love to enlighten them on what reality is really like. And Riley, I'll turn it over to you.
So, JR, until next time.
I'll see you on the slide.